G'day folks, welcome to another episode of Bandaged Cube Creations. Today we're looking at the spiral clock cube, and this one you can see exactly why it's called a spiral cube, but it's also got a clock here, and it's notable that that clock is here and not here. That would be, I think, quite a less difficult cube. I think this is going to be pretty tricky, certainly not for absolute genius solvers of the Bandaged cube, but for me, yes. And I'm going to do something that I've not done before and maybe will never do again. I've not solved this before, I've not had to play with it, I've just built it. I'm going to solve it here on camera. I know some people in the past have said they like seeing how I go about solving a puzzle, and I thought, what the heck, let's see if I can embarrass myself here. But probably once I've done that, if I can do that, I will come back in with a refined solve as well. We'll see how we go. As I said, could be the last time this ever happens. It's a puzzle that has 3 pairs and a clock. So what I would do initially is think about scrambling, and sometimes getting it in a position to scramble it properly can help you with the solve. So at the moment, what can I do to scramble it? I mean, I can turn the yellow face, but the only other face that can turn, as far as I can tell, because of the restrictions, is that one. And I mean, what can I do here? Just sort of that. I can't even do that because it puts that block up onto the top. So it's really only up turns and this right turn. So I would think, okay, well, can I change things? I could potentially, yeah, everywhere I go, there's 2 options. One is just to go willy-nilly and just throw everything anywhere and see what happens. The other is to try and see, can I build something where it becomes a little bit easier to move pieces around? And this is getting close because I've got stuff sitting here. If I could get this one, and by the way, what I'm thinking is this is the clock and this is the bit that doesn't move around. So you can see that that will just stay on the face. It kind of constrains everything else. And so if I could somehow get, can I do another pair? Maybe over here or something might even do the job, because then I've got, does that help? I've actually got a couple of faces that I can kind of play with. I can turn this one and I can turn this one as well. So that just opens it up a little bit more to scrambling. In terms of getting a piece like this out, what I would do would be to say it's there, but this is in the way. So let's turn that off, bring it up, turn that on and put it back. That at least allows me to get a piece like that out of the way. Now, did the other thing that was there initially. So again, I can just sort of do this for a bit. Get a bit of scramble going. What else have I got to deal with? This piece here. Probably the same way, although I want that out of the way while I release it. Okay, that's at least released that piece there. I've got something, it's kind of trapped at the moment. I'll probably do the same thing with these pieces here if I can get them out of the picture. So I want to replace them with stuff that's not done like that. I want to deal with that piece, and I think the same sort of thing can be done. So that's probably a pretty a key takeaway of how I might approach things when I come to try and solve it. So all in there is looking like I've got a different piece than it should be, which is good. Can I now go back and start re-scrambling? Let's just position this stuff back to where it was helpful. I think it was something like that. As I said, it allows me just to turn both of these faces to mess things up. which sometimes can be harder than it looks. I mean, that looks not too bad to me. I don't have anything next to where it should be. So probably at this point I would go, let's just start moving things around everywhere. As I do that, I'm expecting that what will happen is pieces will come back together like those two. So I can just try and separate them as I go. I can't move this clock around anywhere. What I can do is move its position on the face and just see if that, sometimes it does, sometimes you just have to move it back because nothing else will move. A lot of faces here which just will not turn. I wonder how much I have to keep going until I'm happy with the scramble. Maybe that much. It looks reasonably scrambled to me. Okay. How am I approaching this? I am looking, I guess, at the most constrained part, which is this clock here, because it's the piece that doesn't move from the face and it kind of blocks a lot of stuff from turning. So initially what I'll do is see if I can get it back into its correct position, which is that. And then I want to think about, let's assume I didn't know that there were 3 pairs on this white face. I would look at them and say, well, that's got a white tile, that's a white tile, that's a white tile. Okay, so I'm going to have 3 pairs on the white face. Let's initially see if I can just place them there. And the thought process is, well, I'll try placing all the pieces where they belong and see if I can solve it from that position. Because if I can, that's the simplest approach. Now, the first one, this white, green, orange is sitting here. I think what I'm going to have to do is initially just turn it around and see if it goes into its position. That one does. This one, there's one over this side, which is a white, orange, blue, I think. Maybe not. Because I don't have a white, orange, blue. I've got a white, blue, red, and a white, red, green. What does that tell me? That tells me that this piece must be a single cubie. So white, blue, orange. There must be a single, there it is. Okay. So it's a white, blue, red that goes here, which must mean the white, red, green goes here. I think if I put the white, red, green there, that might make it easier to put the white, blue, red in. So I'll just turn that off for a minute. My yellow face is the one that I'm going to use to move stuff around. So at the moment, that's going like that. I need that to sort of be flipped. It's like it's a flipped edge. So I would probably go move that up there. And then I think that will come back down into position. Now that looks pretty good to me. So from here, I'm just going to see, will I be able to keep going? I note this is the only part that has the corner under the edge. That edge is sort of a trapped edge. That's a trapped edge. That's a trapped edge. So I'm thinking that I should get those 3 done and then kind of leave this one free to somehow turn if I can figure out how to do that. Because at the moment, it's not turning. It's only turning there, which is better than nothing, but not great. Okay, so the blue-red. Let's see how I could do that. I kind of have to turn this face, but I have to have this out the way. Can I move that? No, because of that thing there. Can I turn it? You can see why this gets so tricky instantly once these are back. And I should say, if there are prolonged periods of silence, it's my brain whirring. Okay. What can I actually move? Moving that, maybe I'll start with another one. Maybe I'll start with one of these two. Let's try the green orange and see if that does make a difference. The reason I'm thinking that is because I can at least move that and move that, which may well allow the green orange to be placed. And now that I look at it, Let's actually just put it back. Oh, I can't even put it back now. There. Let's just see where is the green orange. Oh, the green orange is trapped. Let's abandon that. Is there anything that's not trapped? Red green. Let's try that. Okay. When I remember now, I was scrambling, and to scramble the piece in here, I took it up to here, turned that off. So I think that's the technique here. I'll take that piece off, move that up to the top, move that on. Now the only thing is it's got to come back like that, which means I have to place, what on earth does it mean? Green red's got to go there. Let's actually just get that piece right out of the way. Is that the correct? No, hang on. Just put this back for a minute because I want to see where I've gone. Okay, that's back to solved. Green red's on the top. All right, move that out. Put that up to the top. Now what I'm thinking is the green red's got to actually replace the red yellow. Okay, the green red's got to replace the red yellow. So the question is now, can I make that happen? I think I can. Here we go. And that comes back in. Oh, lovely. That drops down there. Okay, let's try another one. The green orange, is that somewhere out now? Let's put this back. No, that's still trapped. So let's try the same technique with the blue red. This might actually, now that I look at it, be slightly easier. So I'll move that over there. Turn that up. Put it off there. Now the blue red has got to go down into that position, but this time I'm quite blocked. Can I do it from this position? Yes, I can, but I've got to have that flipped. So if I put that back, I wonder if I can easily flip this blue-red piece. Not super easily from that method. What about that? Okay, that looks good. Let's try the blue-red again. Turn it to there. Now it's got to go into that position. Good. That comes back around. That places. Okay, nice. Now what was the last one? Finally, this orange-green, which should now have been released. And how do I get that one out? I've got the same issue that I want to turn this up, but this is blocked and this is blocked. So I think let's position the orange-green where I want it, which is at the back initially. I'm going to turn that and turn that so that this face can now turn. And it's got to replace the yellow-orange. So green-orange has to replace yellow-orange. Why is the green-orange there? It was there, so that means I might have to turn it around like that before I do the setups. Okay. I think we're good. And I can just turn that off and now cycle that green-orange to that position. Put this back on, put that back on, and just there's two moves here. Ah, nice. Okay, good. I feel good about that. That has got a lot of the structure. Now, if you look at, let's say this part here, that's actually a big block. So you could sort of maybe kind of try and look at it as a big block. And then you've got this extra piece here. That's not necessarily the worst thing to do. The only issue there is this clock. So if I'm going to do some sort of big blocky thing, I want the clock right out of the way at the back. In other words, maybe more like this here. That might be a goer because I can turn that and I can turn that as I look at it now. So let's now try and solve some remaining edges. The problem is that the remaining edges are around this clock. So let's think first of all, what goes here? Yellow, green goes here. Now I can't really do much with it like that, but if I turn this up and then come around to this position, it might be a little freer. That's supposed to be yellow green, which is sitting here. So initially I might just be able to turn that on for the first piece. It hasn't disrupted any of this stuff. Okay, yellow green's on. Over here should be yellow red. I should be able to just cycle that through. Good. Okay, now I've got a couple of pieces in position which need to be flipped. I might even just be able to do the standard flipping algorithm here. I'll try it. No, I can't. But if I move this, I think I might be able to do it. So I need to have it like this, and I need to have the two pieces to be flipped here and here. So what I'll do is just initially turn that. Where are my two pieces? Those two, so they're now there. Okay, I'm going to turn that and then give it another U. So I've done U2, front, U. Now I think I should now be able to go like that and then like that. What do I do? U2, so that's undo that, undo that, undo that. Oh, nice. Okay. Now, in terms of, obviously you can flip edges because I've just done it there. So in terms of unflipping them, that's the technique. That looks like a nice little technique actually, moving that there, because it is in the same direction. It is parallel to this clock, which is the problem piece really. Now I am assuming that if I can somehow keep this here, I might be able to get the corners done as well. So in terms of the corners, I do, if I had it like that, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corners here. What is the most sensible first corner to do? Is it that one? It may actually not be. I think it might be this one because it's sitting out of the way, and that would leave 4 corners, which may, if I've got a 2+2 swap, that might be really useful. So let's initially go, what's that? Yellow, orange, green. Now, I'm always thinking, can I use the corner piece series or do I need to? Not sure that I need to at this stage. Let me explain why. If I do that as a setup and the yellow, orange, green has to go there, I can do one more setup there, and I think, oh no, that won't work because I was going to do this. That won't work. I was going to do up, up, and then down, down won't work. So let's just think, if I was going to place the yellow, orange, green into that position, what I want to do first is swap it down to the bottom. So it needs to be down to there, which means I'm going to turn it like this and do 3 of these, which I certainly can do. Okay, that's at least put it into that position. Now it's got to now swap with the yellow, orange, blue. So now I can turn that around and do 3 of them. Okay, and when I place that back corner there is done. Right, now if I put the edges back, what has happened here? Do I have a 3 cycle or a 2+2 swap? That's the big question. Oh, I think I've got a 3 cycle because that has placed. That's placed, which means, what have I got? Yellow, green, red over to here, yellow, blue, red to here, yellow, orange, blue to here. Right. So here's the next question. What I need is to have 3 corners on the top. If I have the puzzle like that, I'm pretty sure I can do a corner piece series. Oh, what's stopping that? That thing back there. Is it easy enough to get that out the way? I'm going to say no. Because to get that out the way, corner piece series requires 3 movable faces in a line. Now, the reason that I can't turn that left face is actually not the clock, it's this thing here, which is blocking it across there. So if I had it in that position, I'd have to get rid of this first, but the way to get rid of that would be to move that one, something like that, and then it's on the top. I think I'm going to have to abandon that. I don't think the corner piece series is going to work. Let's see, is there another way? Is there another way to come at this? What if I treat that as the top face? Which one was I actually turning? Let's put that back there. That is a huge problem. What I like about this is that that would allow me to cycle corners if that wasn't there. Now, I wonder, change the angle of this, does that help? Okay. I really have to get that at the back out of the way, I think. That's really a huge problem. So what techniques do I have? If I had a 2+2 swap, I could do this. It'll be simple, but I have a 3 cycle. So I've got to find a way. The 2 main methods here of 3 cycling corners are using the corner piece series, and I said I need sort of 3 faces like that, or doing an up, up, down, down here, using these faces, and then turning another one on and undoing that up, up, down, down. Now, that I can do. Here's what I'm thinking. I actually only need that piece, and one of these pieces in play. If I had a bar stored there, I think I would be able to carry this out. So the question is, can I get a bar stored there, and the bar that I need to be stored there actually? I know that I could do that. It's kind of put it in the wrong position. That's actually really close to being very, very useful, believe it or not. Now, I'd like to move it up there, but I can't. Can I move it up this way? Oh, possibly. Probably I can move it up there to where I want it. Problem is, I think it's going to disrupt other things, but maybe it actually doesn't. That's pretty good. What does that disrupt? Okay, I think I'm pretty close here. I've got to get I've got to have on here the blue, yellow, red going to the blue, orange, yellow. So let's see what happens. Blue, yellow, red, and that's the other one. I think we might possibly be on a winner here. Okay, to deal with this, what I really want is for that piece, I've got one down here, one up here, which doesn't get disrupted. That blue, yellow, red doesn't get disrupted. This one moves to there. I need, and that third piece comes down to the bottom, I think. Does it? Or no, it's actually the blue. It's the blue, yellow, orange that moves to the bottom. And it's the orange, yellow, green that stays there. So that's good. I need the orange, yellow, green to land back there. Which means the orange, oh no, I don't need the orange, yellow, green at all because I'm not interested in it. Which is the one? Okay, this is how I'm going to approach this. Blue, orange, yellow is definitely one of the pieces. That's the other one. Oh, they are the two. Okay, I think I've got it. Right. Let's just get this back into position. If I can undo the... Oh man, what's the correct setup undo? Because it looks like I've got flipped pieces here now. Oh, this is terrible. I feel like I've just flipped a piece. Oh, good. I didn't. Okay. All right. So here's my setups because that's going to stay where it is. And the other two that I want are these two. And as long as I can get them somehow here with this piece at the back, I think I'm good. So my setups, I'm not going to remember that because it'll be simple. So I've got a right, up prime, right prime. That's one of them. And the other two are these two, which now means, so I've got right, up prime, front prime. And now I've got these three corners, which is the ones that I want to deal with, in correct position. I just have to remember to undo the front prime when I'm finished. Right, what goes where? I think the blue, yellow, red goes here, and then, so the cycle is like that, which means what I'm going to do is, normally I'd do an up, down, down, and then turn the other piece in. This time I'm going to turn the other piece in first, then I'm going to do an up, down, down to replace that piece with this one here, and then undo. Now, to get the up, down, down done, I have to go this way first so that this block stores out of the way. Now I will turn this back, undo that up, down, down. Now I've got to remember these setups. Undo the front, turn, and then it was right, up prime, right prime, I think. So that, was it? Right, up prime, right prime. Yeah, I think it was. But that's going to go... Did I turn that the wrong way? Possibly. I can see that that's solved, that's solved, that's solved. I've got them solved. I just have to remember how to get... I did a front prime. I must do a front. Okay, now, what was it? Ah. Wow. Okay, got there in the end. Now, I'm pretty close to home here. I've got two corners to twist. That one's clockwise, that one's anti-clockwise. Wouldn't matter if I had more. The question is, how can I get them in position where I can do a Sune? Or do I need to? Yes, I do. I probably do need to do a Sune. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to happily be able to carry out a Sune. Let me explain. But to twist them, I need to carry it out on this side that's currently blocked. The question is, can I turn it around there? I can, but I can't do that. So let me undo the Sune for a minute. And let's just ponder how we can make this happen. Is there any other way? Which two other faces can I turn where it's not going to be a problem? That's in the way. That's definitely in the way. Okay, let's come back to here. What is the setup that allows me? I would have thought it would be that setup there. If that was the setup, would that make it possible? I think it might, actually. If I had that there, because then when I go to turn that around, I can turn that up. I think that's the go. Okay, so the setup, the two pieces are these two, and I don't even care which direction they've got to go because I just want them in these positions when I'm done. So the first thing is that goes there. The next thing I was doing was that, and I'm pretty sure that's good now. And now the two pieces are there. So let's remember, right, up, prime. Now I've got the two in the correct position. I think I should be able to do this. And then spin it round. Yes. Unspin it round. Let's undo right up prime. So that one and that one. Are they done? No. Let's do it again. First the Sune. Spin it round. Spin it back. Undo the up prime. Undo the right. Undo that thing. You beauty. Okay, so I can solve it. The spiral clock cube. Let's see if I can come back in with a more refined method. All right, back here with a scrambled cube and a bit of a refined method. It's actually not that much different from what I figured out just before. And let's get to it. The first thing that I want to do is still to create that block, that whole position with this clock here on the white face. So I've got to firstly turn that so it's positioned, and then one by one, just whatever's the easiest at the time, try and place each of these. So that one go in. Now that may not be the easiest to do first because I might have one that I've got to get here, but we'll see. So I want to take these up to the top face and at least separate them a bit, just so I can see what the next one might be. White. Do I have a white, orange, blue? No, so I must have a white, orange, green. Yes, I do. So that one is going there, which means the other one, the white, green, red, must be in that position. So I think what I might do, in fact, the white, green, orange, that, hang on, that must be there, white, green, orange. Yes, that's there because it can't go there because of the clock. So that one's there. And then the other one is sitting here. So what's the easiest thing to do? Probably, well, nothing, whatever comes. So let's see, firstly, I'll get the white, green, orange here, see if I can kind of turn it over onto that face. I'm just putting that back initially, and Okay, good. So that's now at least with the white on the top. And does that need to go like that? Yes, it does. Good. And so the last one is going to slot into here, which means, oh, I could even just do that. Yep, good. Okay, so that's done. Now getting the trapped ones. This is the one that I don't care about at the moment. So the green orange, I'll put it up to the top if I can, and just bring it above where it's got to go. And I'm pretty sure that is the correct orientation. What I do is, like, this is the hardest one because I've got to move a couple of bits. So I move those two out and I want it up at the back there. I bring that out and put that back in. Now the question is that can I get it into that position with the green there? And in this case I can. So once that's done, move that back and move these back into position. That one's in, leave that one. I'll do the red green if it's up here. It is up here. So this time I've only got to move that one out the way. Now, is it correctly oriented? I think that'll do because I need to get that down to there, which just means turns like that. Okay, put that back. And the last one, the blue-red, that doesn't have any to move out the way. It's got to go into that position. So it's slightly trickier because that is now in the way if I want to do that. But I think I can just do a down. Oh, can I? No, I can't do a down, down, up, up. What if I move it to there and then cycle those? Did that work? No, but that did. Okay, then I can undo, put that in. Good, the structure's done. Now, the next stage is going to be to solve the edges. So what I want to use is the same sort of thing, is just to turn that like that to get the edges done. The first one that I probably want to do, if I think about this, I just want to get this one here sorted first. That's the blue-orange. So initially I might just flip that around and then take it back into that position. Just using simple turns. That's now solved. I will then look at the yellow orange, which is at the back. So that's got to go to there. So I'll just do a setup here. Undo the setup, undo that one. So that's good. That's supposed to be yellow green. You can see I've got a swap. So fine. Do a turn and I'll just put the red back first. And then I've got to put the orange back over there. Oh, did I mean the green? I don't know what I meant. And I actually also now can't remember if that was 1, 2, 3. No, that's correct. So I just need to get the green back into there. I must have put the red there instead of the green. Maybe I got red-green color blindness. I don't know. Okay, that's in. Does that leave us a 3 cycle? The blue-orange has just come out. So I'm going to the blue-orange to there. Yes, it does. And that's how. And when I put that back, they are all done. Now, the corners. So the corners were the bit that took me some time to think through. And I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm going to do a particular setup to get this block up to there so I can cycle things home. Now, the setup that I'm going to do is a front prime and then a right, up prime, right prime. That's going to allow me to cycle pieces. Now, the important thing to think about is what pieces are knocked out in this scenario. I can definitely use that, that, and that. I can't use this piece because if I try and turn that on, this face is blocked. So these two pieces here in this position are unusable. So let's undo the setup and see where they come from. In other words, if I put that back, what I'm going to notice is that the first one, the yellow, blue, orange, let's do it again, lands there. That's an unusable piece. So the piece that sits in that position is unusable. Let's undo that again. The other piece is the piece that sits in this position, because have a look where that goes. Down to the bottom here, and I can't really use that. Now, to be honest, technically I probably could. I could probably turn that around if I needed to, but what it means for me is that the simplest way is to deal with these two corners first. And that means I want to place the yellow, green, orange, which is currently here, or I want to place the yellow, blue, orange. So I'm going to, as far as the setup goes, I'm just going to move the position of the yellow, green, orange around to there before I do my main setup. And now I'll do that. And you can see the yellow, green, orange needs to go into that position. Okay, so I'm just going to involve these three pieces now. So do a standard up, up, down, down, and turn that around, undo it, and undo. Now, the only thing to remember, I'll just undo my normal setup here. And then I had the extra turn. So that has now been placed. Not necessarily going to orient, but it has on this occasion. The other one I said was this one, yellow, blue, orange. That's sitting over there. It's not going to move, so that's good. But I do want to, at the moment, if I just do that, it's going to knock out of its position. So I want to do a setup to put, I can't put it there. Let me think what I can do. Might actually have to put it there, because that position, the problem is this piece. If I just do my setup, that piece lands down here, or that position lands down here, and that's what I don't want. So what I'm going to have to do is, I think, turn it like that to get the position over here. The problem that I have is that is the piece, and these two pieces will knock out. That's why I'm sort of thinking, is there something else I can do? I can't turn it another one. So in this case, what I might do is remember that I could actually access the one that was down here. So that's my yellow, blue, orange position. That's the piece. If it lands down here, I think I will be okay to do it. The question is it going to involve this one as well? It might. That's the position. That's the piece. Let's do this, which will keep that out of the way. I'm going to do front two. Now I can cycle that over to there. That's the thinking. Okay. That's done. Let's undo the front two. Let's undo the main setup. And then I had a setup here, so I'll undo that. How are we going? Oh, fantastic. Those two are now in. So the remaining pieces, you'll see they're actually solved, or they're in position. If they weren't, I would now just do my standard setup, and those three pieces would be sitting here. Obviously, I don't need to do that now because they happen to have solved themselves, which is good, which now means I'm on to the final phase, which is orienting these corners. All of these need to be twisted anti-clockwise. I'm not that concerned about this. The setup for doing this is that I want to turn my blue face clockwise again, but I also want to turn my red face clockwise in that position. That is going to enable it to happen. Now, because of the way this does it, if I think about the piece that is going to get knocked out, I'll do that and then that. Notice the piece here is down on the bottom. And that piece came there. So the green, yellow, red is the one that I want to take care of first. And then that'll be done. So in order to do that, I'm just going to turn it to an appropriate position, which will allow me to at least twist it. I don't think I can get it to turn anti-clockwise. So I'm just going to put it there, and then, in fact, what's better, probably there. Do the setups. I'm just going to twist until that is done. Now it's got to go anti-clockwise, so I'm going to have to carry out 2 routines of this. So a Sune, and then I've got to turn this right around so I can carry out the left-hand Sune. Now that's done, but you can see it's not twisted, so let's go again. Now we twisted. Let's undo the setups and undo that setup. That has now been done. That leaves me these 2 pieces. So again, if I do the setup there, I can see that this is going to land in this position, and the position here doesn't move. So what I want to do before I start is to move this back to that position there. Then I can do my setup. My 2 pieces are in the correct position. Again, I don't care about the fact that this needs to go clockwise and not anti-clockwise. I'm just going to carry this routine out twice. All done. Undo setups. What was it? No, I had a U-turn or something. I really should be able to see from here. I'm just so bad at this sort of thing. That's better. And we are home. That's it for the spiral clock cube. Well, this is the next puzzle in the series. This one is, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's the ARUMQ-1. AARUMQ-1. But all it's got, I say all it's got a big slice running from left to right through the back face, and then it's got a big clock on the front face. So the upper face, the lower face, they're fully turnable, but that's it. Now, it ends up being a relatively straightforward puzzle with a bit of a sting in the tail. So more about that when we look at it in the next video.